Now, this Pop Smoke album cover situation is funny, but at the same time, it's not funny because we're talking about someone's legacy here. You might have already heard about the situation. I do have a couple things to say about this though, so yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, the world has been anticipating a Pop Smoke posthumous album release. The album, which is titled Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, was supposed to get released in mid-June around 2 weeks ago, but it ended up getting delayed and got another official release date, which is July 3rd, and that's Friday, a couple days from now. Yesterday though, the album cover finally got revealed, and things didn't go as planned, to say the least. The whole internet, and when I say the whole internet, I mean the whole internet, started going off on this album cover for one reason and one reason only. The so-called album cover looks like it was made in 2 minutes, and here it is. Now, somebody needs to get fired for this artwork, and I happen to know who that somebody is, and that somebody is Virgil Abloh, an extremely successful fashion designer who didn't take his time with Pop Smoke's album cover for whatever reason. If we're gonna keep it to Virgil's, it looks like to me he Stevie Wondered himself throughout this whole process. This album cover looks like when it's 11:55 and that assignment is due at 12. This album cover looks like it was made without Pop Smoke's legacy in mind. This is an artist who's not here with us anymore. The least you can do is respect his legacy enough and create an album cover that puts respect on his name. This is you straight up just being careless. You're not really up for the job. You don't really care about Pop Smoke or his legacy if this is the best that you can genuinely come up with. On top of the album cover looking like a cheap ripoff off of Beer Bongs and Bentleys and What a Time to Be Alive mixed together, the picture that you saw on the cover is literally the first picture that pops up when you Google Pop Smoke's name. Now, what does that tell you? It tells me that a very low amount of effort was put in here, and that's a sign of disrespect. I think when the artist themselves isn't here to give their piece on their own legacy, it's very important to treat everything that has their name put on it with the utmost respect. You can't cook up this very low effort cover and call it artwork. Shout out to Astro Hours on Twitter. He's a subscriber of mine who recreated this so-called album cover in less than 50 seconds. I think when anyone can just pull up Photoshop and make an even better version of the cover, that's an issue. And I want you to keep in mind, it ain't so much about the simplicity of it. There's tons of albums that have simple artwork and they're just fine, you know, nobody has complained about that. Where the issue comes in here is the blatant lack of effort. I don't think much needs to be explained here. All you have to do is just look at it. There's very little intention with this cover, and the fact that the first photo of Pop Smoke on Google was photoshopped into the cover tells me everything I need to know. Now, luckily this cover is in the past because yesterday his manager put up a couple tweets making it very clear that this will not be the official cover. I want to give a big thanks to the internet because we made this happen. I'm still wondering something though. Of all the people who this cover most likely had to go through, wasn't there a single person who said, hey, I don't like this cover, maybe we should go with something else? Things like this don't go from just point A to point B, especially when it comes to music industry related stuff. If it's a song, it goes from one engineer to another one, to the artist themselves, to the artist's friends, back to the same engineer, maybe to another producer, and the cycle continues. How exactly did Pop Smoke's posthumous album cover artwork get greenlit by everyone it came across? That's actually my concern, because if it had to go through a whole lot of people, then those people who approved it need to be scrutinized, if you ask me. Do they really care about Pop Smoke's legacy? Because it's in their hands now. Nobody's stopping them from using and abusing his influence and carelessly just releasing things under his name. For me, that's the part I focus on when I see a situation like this going down. This low effort Pop Smoke album cover is just a symptom of what's really going on. My worry is that Pop Smoke's legacy just becomes another cash cow we saw happen to X. It's hard for me to ignore all the milking that went down there, and often when these things come to the surface, don't focus on the situation at hand. Try to analyze it a little bit deeper and ask yourself, what's really going on here? How come this cover is even a thing? Once you overlook the surface level stuff and look at it from a bird's eye perspective instead, that's when things start to make sense. And for this Pop Smoke album cover situation, that's how we need to approach it. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that Pop Smoke's album cover was a joke, which is a shame, man. This isn't really something to laugh about. Yes, the fact that people are out here recreating the album cover in seconds is hilarious, but really at the end of the day, we're talking about the man's legacy. It ain't something to joke about, it ain't something to play with, and it most definitely ain't something that should be put in the hands of people who don't have his best interests. But yeah, what do you think about this Pop Smoke album cover situation though? First of all, what do you think about the cover in itself? Are you one of those rare people who actually like the cover, or are you on this side and agree with me when I say that it's not a good cover? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and let's have a discussion about this.